Alright, more thrones being claimed. Dire portent, that's never good. Underwater housing market crash. This is the like the undead ghost guys, and they're underwater. So yeah. Anyway, what did he do? Oh, he cast Mother Oak. So these are global enchantments. Hang on, is there any battles we're gonna spoil? Yeah, we got attacked in the Mercs. Hang on, let's look at that real quick. See if that's important. This is probably that army pushing forward. Yeah, so this is kind of an important battle. But we have a fort here. So yeah, we didn't patrol. Probably wasn't feeling confident enough to take this on. And that's one of the advantages of having a fort. So this is just our province defense, but we don't lose the province completely. We still, whoever's in the fort is safe. So yeah, definitely super nice that we did manage to get that palisades up there. Palisades aren't too difficult to destroy. They're walls. I think they only have like wall integrity like 150. No, just 100. So yeah, but that's one of the downsides of using just a couple sacreds. So yeah, it thinks that it's 50 large, the scouting report, but yeah, it's actually pretty accurate this time. But anyway, yeah, it's a relatively small force, so it's just going to be harder for them to knock the walls down. So yeah, kind of one of the disadvantages of using small groups of sacreds versus larger armies. We also have a bunch of guys inside, that are giving us siege defense. So yeah, that's helping a lot keep the walls up. They're still getting knocked down. But yeah, we have some time to react. But anyway, yeah. So this is Mother Oak. So it's a global enchantment, which is you can only have it looks like 10 of them, I think, in this game. I'm not sure. It's a game setting, but it's anywhere from like 5 to 10 usually across like all factions. So yeah, Mother Oak just gives I think 10 nature gems a turn, I think. I forget what it's in. Oops. Alteration, I think. Yeah, Alteration 5. So yeah, 10 nature gems every turn. So that's really nice. It costs at least 50 to get up. So yeah, it's going to take them a little bit for this to pay off, and these globals can be dispelled. So if somebody chooses to dispel it, then yeah, you could possibly end up, low on gems. But like realistically, probably only has to worry about his enemies trying to dispel it, and even then, it's like not everybody can cast dispel. You have to research it. It's probably in thaumaturgy. I forget. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not seeing it. I don't remember where it is. But anyway, it's in some school of magic, which you might not be researching, and then you might not have like Ulm. Like we don't have we don't have any astral mages, so we can't even cast that. So yeah, so it really depends. But yeah, Mother Oak is a pretty common one because it doesn't cost too much, and the research is pretty low. It's only Alteration 5. So yeah, usually you see that a lot. But yeah, I mean, that's never good, right? You don't want to see other people casting global enchantments. That's really going to help him out. Now, I mean, like for us right now, he's somewhere in here, which, whatever, right? Like, yeah, this is a really big game, so that doesn't really matter for us as much. But yeah, definitely, like, it lets me know that so our highest research is level 3, and we know that he has at least level 5 to get to be able to cast that spell, level 5 in Alteration, right? So either he rushed that real hard, or yeah, we're behind in research, which I kind of already knew, but yeah, that just sort of confirms it. So yeah, taking back our province from the Ivy King. So yeah, we actually had some retreats, I guess, not too many, so it went pretty well. So that's good. Definitely need that back. Looks like Arcocephalia is trying to sally out of their capital to knock Niflheim off. Yeah, wow, so they brought a lot. And yeah, Niflheim though has a pretty big army. So yeah, let's see, what does Arco have? They have some of these guys, which they're pretty good, kind of. They're undisciplined, so they're just gonna run forward and attack. And they're always organized in like a kind of a loose formation, so it can hurt their density a little bit. But yeah, these guys get 3 attacks, or no, sorry, one of them's a javelin, but still 2 attacks. Decently high strength. Prod is, you know, not great, but they're berserkers, so that's gonna help. So yeah, they're not bad. And then they also get some peltasts, similar to Macone, though these guys aren't slaves. Not that it really matters, other than a little bit of morale. Kind of have the same stats, so you know they're okay. And then yeah, a crap ton of you know, wind riders. They're sacreds, so we've seen that. And then yeah, just like sort of a random assortment. They got some pale ones, some ogres. Like sure, why not? You know, right? This is their capital, so they're probably just throwing everything they have in there. And then yeah, they brought out some of these mages. These mystics are pretty good. They kind of have a similar problem to Ulm, where like yeah, they get like, you know, a bunch of these like random little paths, like kind of all spread out and everything. So yeah, I feel his pain. The nice thing for Archocephaly is like, so like the path that like pretty much Ulm always gets is Earth, and I mean, you know, that's not bad, but the path that these guys all get is Astral, so they can join together in a communion on the battlefield and basically boost their magic up. For some of them, communions is like a huge, I'm not going to go into it, but yeah, they're pretty complicated, but they can be really powerful as well. So yeah, we might see a communion come up and maybe cast some cool stuff. Yeah, the giants, these giants, they're okay. You can only fit one of them in a square. So yeah, their attack density is like really low. So they deal a ton of damage, right? So they kill stuff, but they just do it really slowly. And then their protection isn't great. They have a lot of health, so that's cool. But yeah, they're kind of underwhelming sometimes in melee. But yeah, they definitely will kill stuff. And yeah, these guys are really good. These Nifl Jarls. Yeah, and they have some gear and stuff. So yeah, and even naturally they just have a magic weapon. And they deal a ton of damage because they have a ton of strength. They have a lot of health. They're sacred, so they can be blessed. You know, they're really powerful casters. Yeah, these guys are just really good. So, and he's got, what, 3 of them? And then these are just his regular sacred units. But yeah, they're also, you know, giants. So size 6, so kind of same problem as these guys. But they at least have like a lot more health. You know, pretty much double the health that these guys have. And then yeah, they got you know, cold is their thing, same as like Abyssia. Fire is their thing. For these guys it's cold, so you know, they're stronger in cold provinces. And they get some additional protection when it's cold. And yeah, I don't know, looks pretty snowy and icy to me, so yeah, it's good news for these sacreds. So yeah, we'll see what kind of bless they have, but yeah, I really don't know how this is going to shake out. That's a lot of wind riders. So yeah, I'm not seeing any communion. Yeah, it looks like he didn't communion them together. So they're just acting independently. So yeah, this guy's an astral too. That's cool. He might have boosted himself, or maybe he's just natively. Yeah, I think maybe he's just natively astral too. So he's dropping some mind burn, you know, which has been something that's messing us up. This guy's magic resistance is a heck of a lot better than ours, so it's gonna be harder to take him down. But yeah, and he's bleeding. We've seen that before, so sucks for this guy. So yeah, not sure what these guys are doing back here. Okay, yeah, they're buffing themselves. Liquid body just makes them harder to damage. They do lose some strength that way, but for these guys it kind of doesn't really matter so much. They're still dealing a lot of damage. Yeah, all liquid body it looks like. I'm not sure what, oh yeah, more liquid body it looks like. So yeah, so they're just going to be buffing themselves up, so they're going to be really tough to kill. And then those guys are just getting blessed a bunch. And then yeah, dropped kind of all over the place. Oh yeah, okay, these guys got blessed. Let's see what their bless is. So shock resistance won't really matter, I think, in this battle, but you know, it's nice. Some fire resistance, that might matter. I do think Arco has fire magic. And then regeneration, yeah. So talked about that a little bit before in the context of like Blood Bond, but yeah, you see it on giants a lot just because they have a lot of health. So you know, 10% regeneration for them is much better than for humans. So yeah, I mean, these guys are just really powerful. It's gonna be hard to kill them. So you know, these type of units usually called like super combatants. These guys probably aren't quite there yet. It's still kind of a little early. Like a super combatant usually can like kind of just destroy an army on its own, and I don't know if these guys would be able to do it. But yeah, I mean, definitely they're like really scary, and they're not here by themselves. So yeah, and then of course these units, just these regular evil giants, are also sacred, so they're also going to get that same regeneration. So yeah, that's a lot of health that regenerates to try to chop through for these Wind Riders. And then of course these guys I think they have some cold protection. Yeah, so that's actually really really worked out. You know, I was kind of a little curious about that choice before, but I mean, it's, you know, paying off here. I mean, still you can see this guy got frozen and he's also bleeding. Man, a lot of bleeding coming out. So yeah, and I mean, he's taking a lot of fatigue. So you know, even with the 5 cold resistance, these giants just deal so much like cold damage from their chill aura that like, yeah, but I mean, much better to have that cold resistance than not. Don't really think the mages are doing too much. Combustion, that's cool, I guess. You know, yeah, setting some of these giants on fire, so you know, definitely helping a little bit, but yeah, nothing like too powerful really. Looks like they're set to advance and cast spells, so that's good, probably. If they win, they'll be able to use like more spells, although yeah, they love casting that. It's usually not very good. So yeah, so this is going to take a little while because again, like, the giants don't kill guys very quickly. But yeah, you can see, like, you know, there's definitely fewer Wind Riders than before, and like these guys, like, yeah, like their health is still, you know, yeah, like still 75. They're starting to fatigue out. That's another thing that giants kind of struggle with, because there's not very many giants and they have so many of these little guys to kill, that yeah, they can tucker themselves out, and yeah, when they go to sleep, then you know, their defense skill plummets. Still have really good protection, so it might not matter too much, but yeah, that's one possible way that giants can get in trouble. This guy's in trouble, but even still, you know, he might be able to regenerate. If they don't get the kill quick, he'll regenerate himself back up. Yeah, I think possibly a Wind Rider ran? I'm not sure. Or he just decided he wanted to go for somebody easier. Yeah, right, so yeah, this guy's headed back up, you know. And like, yeah, just these 2 guys here, you know, no problem for these Wind Riders. I think these Wind Riders just aren't... well, yeah, this guy's asleep. So yeah, maybe this guy didn't get blessed. Yeah, see, this is a disadvantage, so he probably doesn't have his prophet with him. Maybe because he's dead, or maybe he's not a flyer, couldn't get him in position. So I think he's just dropping like a lot of regular blessing, you know, which mostly worked. But yeah, there's a couple units that didn't get blessed. And you can see that one blessed guy, or unblessed guy, because he didn't have that cold protection. Like, yeah, he was already asleep, but even still, these guys are starting to fatigue out. And yeah, they don't actually deal a ton of damage. You know, their strength isn't that high. You know, they're just humans. So yeah, only strength 11. And these giants, yeah, well, their protection is really high, you know, and then they have really high hit points, which they're regenerating. So, and liquid bodies, they take less damage. They also manage to make themselves invulnerable. I think that's a death spell. I think these guys have magic weapons. Yeah, so invulnerability just protects against regular weapons. So it won't really matter here, but yeah, even with the magic weapons, they just don't deal enough damage. So I think they're screwed. These giants are just going to chop through them, you know, barring some kind of miracle. Maybe, you know, the giant's falling asleep or something. Yeah, this guy, for whatever reason, is just really struggling with his fatigue. Oh, he's got quickness on him. Yeah, that's why. So yeah, I mean, he does everything twice as fast, so he gets to attack twice a turn, and like move more quickly, but then he also takes more fatigue, right? Because each of the attacks increases his fatigue. So yeah, quickness is really powerful, especially for the giants, because again, they attack really slowly because there's not very many of them. So yeah, getting quickness on them is really good. But then yeah, you gotta figure out something for the fatigue. And yeah, it looks like this guy is just falls asleep, wakes up, doesn't attack. But yeah, it doesn't really matter because he's got enough health and enough protection that he has that luxury. So yeah, the mages are just, I really hate that fireflies. It usually just indicates you just don't have enough research. Yeah, and but yeah, the mages love it. The AI loves to cast it. So anytime I see fireflies coming out, it's like, okay, this is not going well. I've yet to see fireflies save a battle. And yeah, the Wind Riders are pretty much retreated. It looks like they might have been divvied up into 2 different squads. So like this squad is still fighting. Probably this guy is asleep and probably gonna die soon if he doesn't get out of there. And yeah, now the mages, you can see like almost right away this guy just insta froze. Yeah, so they are screwed. And yeah, this is looking really dangerous from Niflheim, which is not great for me. I mean, I don't know, both of these guys are my neighbors, and like all these Wind Riders would have been super scary for me to deal with. I don't have these giants. But yeah, these giants would be super scary for me to deal with as well. So yeah, and now they're all routed. So I think it's just the guys that are still asleep. Someone waking up and getting out of there. But yeah, that was rough for Arcosvalley, and that was in their capital. So yeah, like realistically, that was probably most of what they have left. And yeah, they lost most of it. And then yeah, Niflheim, basically they didn't really lose anything. They lost 2 of their sacred giants, so that kind of hurts. But they didn't lose any of those super combatant guys. And yeah, they lost a couple warriors, but that's easily replaced. So yeah, I would say Arcosvalley is in deep trouble. And then yeah, it looks like Baratos is sending that barbarian chief back in. Like, he can't believe oh no, he's coming out from where he's coming out. And it looks like Baratos moved off, so it's just he left the chief, this poor chief. And yeah, so he dies. So yeah, Fomorra actually got their capital back. Hey, got a good event, that's nice. Yeah, loss of dominion, that's good. So yeah. Oh, and then we were trying to upgrade the fort in that province, but we can't. Because it's under siege. But luckily, like once you already have the fort, the initial fort constructed, you don't lose that upgrade, assuming you don't lose the fort. If he was to assault this and take it, then we would lose that upgrade. But otherwise, assuming we can kick him off, we can then just resume progress, and we don't lose that money to upgrade that fort. So yeah, that's good news. And then did we see? Yeah, we didn't actually watch that. We didn't need to. So yeah, let's see. Probably gonna try to kick him off the fort this turn. I think we have enough. We still have quite a few steel maidens. We were recruiting axe warriors in here. There's actually quite a bit of guys in this fort. That's kind of one of the disadvantages of sieging a fort, is that you don't really know what's in the fort, and it can come out and join with anything that's attacking you. So yeah, it's a bit of a dangerous position to be sieging sometimes. But obviously, you have to siege forts. If you're sieging forts, then you are winning, or hopefully. Macone, a lot of troops on our borders, but I think he was cleaning up some independent provinces. So yeah, hopefully he takes them elsewhere. We do still have the NAP. So yeah, somewhat protected. Yeah, so Arcosvalley probably screwed unless they have like a big army, maybe in Nobar or somewhere else, but probably not, especially because now, like you can see, Agartha has taken a bunch of their territory back. So yeah, research wise, yeah, still trying to get conjuration. Just barely. Don't have it. Maybe gonna wait a turn to get that before we try to kick him off. So yeah, I don't know, we'll see. So yeah, that's turn 25. Alright, turn 26 home. We got Conjuration 3, so that's great news. We're going to get those lesser elementals, which will help a lot. Going for evocation next. Yeah, there's some stuff in there that'll help. Fireball, maybe, a few other things. I don't know, in retrospect, that might be something I would have done differently, but it's not the worst thing. We got 2 sites in this province, and actually one of them is really good. Hang on, let's see. The battle first. Okay, yeah, this went really poorly. Let's see what happened here. Okay. So our god is not here. It looks like this is just part of our army. Yeah, we don't have that many casters here. You can see Legions of Steel went down. So again, we got the maidens in these boxes. Though there's no caster for this box, which is again, yeah, probably only part of, or I just messed up. Yep, looks like this guy, he should have been over here. And yeah, that definitely happens. Scripting errors, it's just a part of Dominion's life. He's got this guy out in front, maybe to, I don't know why. This is maybe a scripting error on his part too, or a positioning error really. Because, yeah, I mean, he's carrying a bunch of magic gems, which I don't think he can use because these are astral pearls, so they're used for astral magic, but this guy doesn't have any, he's not an astral mage. So sometimes you put him gems on commanders that can't use them to save them for future battles, because you can only get gems out of laboratories. So, you know, when you're out fighting in somebody else's territory, that's one of the main reasons you don't want to have labs in your own territory that are not part of forts, because then the enemy can basically, like, magically resupply in your territory. But assuming that, you know, the enemy hasn't left you some convenient labs, you kind of just got to bring gems with you. So, yeah, it seems like maybe this guy's carrying gems. He's also their prophet. So, you know, he can cast like Divine Blessing, and basically he's a really useful, valuable guy. I don't know why he would be out in front, and we almost killed him with Archer Fire, but we did not. So, yeah. And then these guys, maybe almost perfect. I think a couple guys didn't get Body Ethereal, but yeah, that's not good. A little bit of Province Defense. They're not long for this world. Strength of Giants coming down, mostly hitting our archers, which actually, I mean, it does help them, but yeah, would have rather had it on the maidens, which, yeah, mostly missed. And that's, yeah, partially, you know, this guy's just out of position, so trying to cast the buff from farther away, more likely to miss. You know, got our archers again, great. Yeah, rocks and archers, just sort of the bane of this playthrough for me. The archers I did to myself, yeah, so we're, you know, getting hit by some mind burn there, but I think mostly it's just going to be these sacreds. Just, you know, we've seen this before. We really got to outnumber them, and we don't. In fact, I think we might even be outnumbered. Maybe we weren't at the start, but we are now. And yeah, so they just completely roll through us. So yeah, that's rough. They take basically no losses. We do get, I think, his prophet, maybe. Let's see. Like, does some random arrow finally kill him? Yeah. So that's, yeah, that really hurts for him. That's his prophet, which is super useful because the prophet can bless all of these sacreds, you know, simultaneously, and now he can't. He has to use just regular priests. I don't think this faction, I don't think they have level 3 priests that they can just recruit. So yeah, that's actually, like, you know, really clutch for us. Really sucks for him, and then all those pearls are gone. So, you know, that always sucks to lose magic gems like that. So yeah, that was, you know, a mistake on his part, but then of course obviously plenty of mistakes on my part as well. Yeah, so we lost one of our casters, that hurts. And then we lost, you know, a ton of steel maidens. Lost some archers, so that's kind of almost good news. But yeah, that's a pretty crushing defeat for us. So that that sucks. And then, oh yeah, these sites, right. So yeah, this one, the Forgotten Fortress, this is a great site. It's 4 gems. So yeah, like normally, you know, you might get, well yeah, and this is a great site too. Wow, really lucky site searching there. And yeah, I mean, that's part of why site searching is really good. So like, yeah, so here's like a Enchanted Pyre, you know, you get 1 a turn from that, and you get 1 a turn from this, and then, you know, this site is 2 a turn, you know, that's not uncommon. But yeah, you usually see like 1 a turn, 2 a turn. So yeah, this is 4 a turn, so that's by itself really, really great. And you know, we can use earth gems, you know, so that's good news. Death gems are always nice. But then it also counts as like a free fort. Which is, you know, we're super behind. That's our first fort that we've, well, we didn't build it, but yeah, you know, so, and it's a pretty good fort too. In fact, it's better than the forts that we can build. We can only build, the different factions can build different kinds of forts, and as Ulm, you know, fortifications aren't exactly your strongest point. So yeah, we can only build up to 250 wall integrity, and this one has got, you know, double that. So that's really nice. And then we also found this entrance, which gives a conjuration bonus. So any rituals that you cast from conjuration in this province are 20% cheaper, which is, you know, just really great. I think I kind of mess up and don't take advantage of this right away, but I do eventually start taking advantage of this. So anyway, this is just, you know, yeah, really lucky. And yeah, you know, usually, you know, if you take enough provinces, like, you do see, maybe not necessarily this good, but you know, usually you get some sites that really kind of change the playthrough and like help you out. So yeah, it's just another reason you want to site search, you know, as much as possible. So yeah, not sure why I chose to move in. Actually, yeah, that kind of, we were a little bit trapped because we moved out here to take this, and then he jumped on top of our fort to siege it. And so this army was here, and it's like, so it could either attack in to here, and I guess I felt that it wasn't, like, even with what was in the fort, it wasn't strong enough, you know, to take this, you know, and we could try to go through the throne, but that would be a bad idea. And then the only other option for movement was here, and I guessed that he would stay on the fort and keep sieging it, but he, you know, either decided he wanted to retreat, or more likely correctly guessed that I was going to try to, you know, move here and, you know, cut me off, and yeah, just completely wiped that army out. So yeah, would have been better to try to move here and link up, you know, with these axe warriors and stuff, although I still don't know if it would have been enough. So yeah, you know, sometimes your enemy outplays you, and yeah, he definitely did right there. So yeah, that hurts a lot. Definitely sets us behind. He did leave the fort under siege, technically, I think. I can't tell, like, what's in the, normally it tells you who's sieging you. Maybe it's not under siege. Huh. It says we're under siege, but I don't actually see anybody sieging. Anyway, so I don't know if he left anybody there. Sometimes people just leave like one unit to keep it under siege. But yeah, so I think that's everything. We covered research. Yeah, the evocation. I think just bringing in more Steel Maidens. Yeah. And we're gonna, yeah, we have a lot of losses now to replace. This is really gonna set us even farther behind. So I mean, you know, this war is still like raging. You know, not really looking any closer to a victory here. You know, which is rough. Because yeah, you know, I mean, other people's wars are progressing, and they're getting stronger and stronger. So yeah, this is turn 26 was not a good turn for us. Alright, turn 27 for Ulm, finished research and evocation, so it gives us a few useful spells. We started to bring some summons into play. So reanimation is just bringing in like some basic undead. Whites we've seen before, those guys with the Bane Blades. and yeah, they're pretty good. They're kind of expensive, but you know, yeah. All these guys cost magic gems. And then yeah, this king, yeah, we don't really have any undead leadership, so this guy is a leader who can lead undead, so yeah, we'll need him for all these undead we're bringing in. And so yeah, it looks like that's kind of the plan, because we have a lot of losses to replace. So in addition to recruiting more troops, we're going to start bringing in some summons. And then yeah, this is probably just raiding, yeah, just the boar warriors. Actually no, mostly just as regular troops, against just a little bit of province defense, probably just cleaning up, you know, some Arcos Follies provinces. And then we attacked, where was this? Yeah, this farmland province. So yeah, we're just doing a little raiding, you know, just try to keep him on his toes, keep him busy, while, you know, we kind of recover from that loss. There's no province defense here, so yeah, that's good. We got that province. And then these guys took out, yeah, this is pretty close to us. Yeah, so now we boarded these guys. Yeah, they captured, I think this was the Arco province. So yeah, we have a new neighbor now. And we saw these guys eat TNG, and now they're eating like a good chunk of Arcos of Folly. So they have Ubar. So they have 3 capitals. And yeah, we just have 1. So yeah, that's, you know, it's scary that these guys are on our border now, especially because, like, you know, this war with Arcos of Folly is basically over. So yeah, maybe they decide, you know, sure, let's see what Ulm has. And we don't really have a ton to stop them with. So yeah, really hoping they get tangled up with, you know, maybe a Gartha, or like Niflheim, or I mean, you know, they could be bordering other people, you know. So yeah, fingers crossed that you know, these armies head elsewhere. But yeah, never a good thing to see somebody else's war winding down and leaving them as a neighbor, you know, when you're still in the middle of you know, trying to put something together. So yeah, there's some unexpected events. We got an adventure. That's good, I guess. I mean, it's a positive event, so that's nice. Yeah, it's in our province. Yeah, with our fort. So that's extra nice. Yep, losing some province income. Yeah, misfortune. Hey, some gold. That's good. So yeah. Yeah, kind of a slower turn. You know, I mean, yeah, we're just trying to regroup from the losses that we've taken. You can take a look at some of the, yeah, so these are those whites, and then these are the undead that we're summoning. Ulm actually gets kind of some special undead. They're a little better than normal. They deal more damage, so that's nice. I think some, yeah, have 2 weapons, which is unusual for the undead. So yeah, our undead are kind of a little bit better. They're still not great. You know, they have really low hit points, and there's, like, you know, a lot of spells that will attack undead specifically. So, but you know, they're better than nothing, definitely. So yeah, I think that's the main thing that we're doing right now. And then yeah, just trying to recruit more troops, recover from that loss. So yeah, that was turn 27.